Hi guys, welcome to this new video, and as always you can put this video in 1.5x or 2x speed to save time. So this video is about a recent book that I've read. It's called Never Split the Difference by Chriss Voss. Chriss Voss was an FBA negotiator, and in this book he shares some of the stories in which he dealt with terrorists and kidnappers and all these sort of people, and how he used a lot of techniques, and how what all things went right and went wrong, and what all things he learned from those experiences, and how he also has helped a lot of businesses and clients later on by implementing the same strategies that he learned from his FBA days, right? So that's the crux of the book, and there are a lot of covered in the book, but I've just picked about five topics or things that I learned from the book that is still in my head, right? So I just wanted to share with it with you all, right? So to start with, the first point is that making people say no, right? You might have heard that you should make people say multiple yeses before closing the deal, but Chris says that's not true, because I know whenever they say someone said no, it's not always negative, but it means that they feel more in control of the conversation, and hence they don't feel like you're trying to push anything down their throat, right? And Chris says to somehow structure some of your questions in a way that the other person might say, "No, I don't think so," or "No, let's do it this way." "No, let's do that," or this, or something like that. So that that other person who is at the other end of the deal might feel a lot more ownership in that conversation, and might help you get better deals, because he feels more powerful, or more um, uh, relaxed in that conversation, right? Second point, keep on asking open-ended questions, right? So whenever someone gives you an unaffordable offer when you're buying, or whenever you're selling something, whenever someone asks you for a very low payment, then what he says is that don't quit at that moment and say that, okay, this is not going to happen, but you know try to put in some effort, and keep on asking open-ended questions rather than closed-ended questions, right? For example, something like, um, I cannot do this project because the payment is very low. Don't you think that's a closed-ended question, right? The client can say yes or no, and that's closed. But here, how we should tackle it is that, for example, if you're a freelancer and you charge 10,000 rupees for writing an article, but someone offers you 5,000 rupees, and he is reluctant to increase the budget, then start asking open-ended questions like, how am I supposed to put out quality work for half of my rate? Then the ball will be in the the other person's court, and they will have to think about how to justify that, and which will give you some ground to get a better price, right? I've started implementing this, and it works like magic. Start asking very open-ended questions when you want to get a better deal, or at least to get some breathing space, right? The third one is labeling everything. This is my personal favorite, and when you're making a move, don't leave gaps or questions, and answer the questions that they might have in their mind at the start of your statement itself, right? For example, take the previous story, or the freelancer example itself, and when the client offers you 5,000 rupees, you start labeling everything that differentiates you, right? For example, you can construct this exact kind of sentence like, I have 3 year experience in this particular field, and I have written over hundreds of blogs, which have given my clients X amount of results in a very short time, and I also have a network of freelancers with whom I have asked their prices, and they charge way more than me, but I am really excited for the project, and hence I am giving you the best rate, right? So in here, I've almost labeled all the things, right? I've told that I have experience, and I've told that I've got my previous clients certain amount of results, and I also have an idea about what the market, how much the market price for this service, and uh, you know and at the end of the sentence, I've also added that I'm really excited for the project, right? So it also almost answers a lot of questions that the client uh, you know might be picky about. So that helps. Fourth one, Chriss Voss says that it's not fair is a magic word, because fairness is something that is really deeply connected with human emotion. For example, if you and your friend gets into some trouble and both of you gets the same punishment, it's not a huge issue. But imagine this situation when you and your friend gets into some trouble and only you get punished, right, and the friend gets away with it, right? That feels very bad because that's not fair, right? So that's how fairness is deeply connected with human emotion, right? So whenever you are in a very tight negotiation, you can use these words. You can add these words like, I don't think it's turning out to be fair to me, or anything like that. That might trigger the other person to rethink, but because fair is a strong word, that and you should use it very carefully, right? And the fifth one is that anger as much as possible. Anger means two different, if you're having x as a goal, start with x minus 5, x by 5, something like that, right? So for example, if you are trying to buy a used car and your budget is 3 lakh, and if the seller asks you to go first for an offer, don't start with 3 lakh, because then there is no gap for negotiation, right? Start with a very strong anger like 3 by 2, that is 1.5 lakh, right? Offer 1.5 lakh, right? Then you will have room for negotiation, and consider 3 lakh as the worst case scenario, right? And it also gives the seller the expectation that, okay, where is what I am expecting, right? So that also prepares him mentally, right? And whenever you are upping your offer, back it with a very proper solid kind of reasoning, right? I've mentioned in this that you might, when you're upping your offer, you can say that, okay, now I think I'll need to cut down on the vacation trip I had planned and allow the budget to this and make it 2.13 lakh. That will also, you can see that I've made it very specific, right? 2.13, right? So what Chris says that, research says that making the last digit of the offer that you're giving odd helps, you know making it see as a non-negotiable number, right? So that's also something that you can work on, right? Make it as specific as possible and end it with an odd number or something like that. That will help a lot. So these are all just the tip of the iceberg. You better get a copy for yourself and read for yourself, as I mentioned in this newsletter itself. So that's it. If you like the video, subscribe and hit the like button, and I'll be coming up with more videos related to sales and marketing. Thank you, guys.